Hello everyone, good evening. I am Madhulika Sinha, currently pursuing the EduinX Master's Program in Data Science with Generative AI 2025. And currently now I'm working at Wipro as a senior analyst with 3.5 years of experience in manual testing. Now I'm expanding my expertise in data science and AI. It's give me a great pleasure to welcome our guest speaker for today's webinar, Miss Richa Kaur ma'am. Richa ma'am is a seasoned people partner with a strong focus on aligning people to business and enhancing the overall employee experience. She brings with her a rich experience in leading core HR functions, including talent acquisition, HR business partnering, and talent management. She has successfully designed and driven key initiatives such as performance management system, onboarding and induction program, employer branding, employee engagement and retention, and many more. Her deep expertise in building organizational cultures and aligning HR strategies with business goal, making her a true leader in the HR space. Beyond her professional excellence, Richa ma'am is a strong advocate for empowering women and constantly strive to bring a innovative into every HR practice she leads. We are truly delighted to have you with us today, ma'am, and we look forward to hearing your insights and experience that will surely inspire and guide all of us. Welcome once again, Richa ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. And we would love to hear about your experience and journey.
Thank
Ma'am,
you. Thank you, Madhulika. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm really glad. First of all, good evening, everyone. I'm really glad to be here talking to each of you. What I understand that all of us, all of here, the participants here are, you know, aspiring data scientists. So it's really heartening to see the future, going towards data and data science. And that is what exactly I'm going to talk about today. How data is also transforming or changing the HR landscape. So before I do that, I'll just share my screen. Madhulika, do let me know if you're able to view the presentation.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Is able people able to are is everyone able to see my screen?
Yeah, ma'am. Your screen is
Okay,
visible.
cool. Okay. So before I start with what is people analytics and how data is going to help HR, I thought I'll just start with a very basic question. What does HR do? Because even today's world, HR is being seen or perceived in different ways, right? Uh, while I'm sure we will do the question answers later, but you can write in chat also what, as per you, HR does. I can't see the chats, but you can put them.
I think what HR do is more into data, hiring, operations, handling, a lot of data that is of the candidate of the people who are working for that organization. So all this, I mean, of
Yeah,
course, HR
correct,
does have a lot of data that gets
exactly.
into. Yeah.
Correct. So thank you so much. Yes. So I'll tell you initially when I started my career in HR. Um, And I still get a very common question, ki what does HR do? And the first answer which they themselves answer is this, that HR means holy rangoli, right? Ki what does HR do? It is rangoli, fun Fridays, celebrations. That was the initial thought about it. Then people started getting a lot of, in fact, still today, a lot of small companies leaders think HR is about hiring, as somebody rightly said, that HR is about hiring, maybe managing attendance, payroll, celebrations, fun Fridays, festivals, leaves, and employee relations. Like I am not happy with my manager. I'm not my leave is not approved. um, doing exit interviews. So this was the initial HR role. But today the HR landscape in itself has evolved. Today HRs are no more the support functions. They are now called as strategic functions. They are called as HR business partners. And this is what we are going to talk about, because now the shift is also changing from HR business partners to being that place in the boardroom when you are talking data with your company CEO, when you're talking about that with the board members. So tell me, so like how I've said, initially HR was, support activities. Then, like somebody said, it was all about data. We did have access to a lot of data because, of course, we used to manage, we are still managing attendance. We are doing hiring. We have database of CVs where we have data of prior experiences, their um, technical skills, their soft skills. But we initially HR was not doing anything about it. It was just maintaining databases, and whenever there is a need, put filters and try to extract information out of it. But today they are becoming predictive HR business partners. There is a very strong shift from an admin function or a gut intuition function to insights across the life cycle, which in turn is helping the company with its productivity, with improving efficiency, and of course, then thereby improving the revenue or the profitability of the organization. Now, tell me honestly, when we started talking about HR, did we actually think that can HR be about business, AI models, or Excel sheets? Probably no. So today it is a very unlikely friendship which is happening, because it is a merger of emotions, empathy with numbers. Because companies today are not asking, let me put it that way, that not the companies and the CEOs are not expecting the HR to just come and say what happened. Like, for example, if somebody resigns and I report to my CEO that this person has resigned, is not the expectation from me. The expectation from me would be, if somebody has resigned, why did it happen? What and what are we going to do about it? So their data comes into picture, and their data science comes into picture, because it is not just about analyzing trends. It is about also about now shaping human behavior or predicting human behavior. Therefore the merger or a very unlikely friendship between an HR and data is now going to be is called people analytics. So, what is people analytics? People analytics is nothing but collecting, analyzing, using these data to understand, predict, and improve human behaviors, how people work, how it is going to improve the organization, how it is going to improve the teams, how it is going to improve my productivity, how it is going to improve me as an employee as well. So today, when we talk about data science and people in analytics, it is not going to be, replacing human judgment. It is not going to be uh, just robotics or having no emotions, but it is also about augmenting it. It is about shaping human behaviors, or how do we predict those human behaviors. Some of those answers which people analytics today are solving is: how do I reduce my attrition? How do I predict my attrition? What is making my high performer leave? You know, or what kind of hire do I do today which will impact my productivity by maybe X%? So these are some of the answers which people analytics is answering today. Before I move ahead, I wanted to quote a strong quote which came in the news yesterday by one of the strong, topmost industrialist of our country. Data is a new oil, or the way I say it is, data is going to be the new currency. And this data, how do we get it? How do we use it in HR? Is what I'm going to talk about. What can data in HR do? Or what impact is data going to create in HR? The first, I'm talking about right hires. Uh, for example, like what I'm doing in Gynoveda today. Today, what we had done was we understood the behavior. We took the data of our last 3 years top performers, and then we identified which are those companies, or which are those skills if we are hiring, or which education background if we are hiring, are resulting in our top performers. For example, we realize that in sales there is certain population which are the best performers. So what kind of selling are they doing? Is it retail selling? Is it consultative selling? Is it healthcare selling? And then identifying the right cohort has helped me shape an HR toolkit where I'm able to hire only one of, you know the top performers from the industry, which will be top performers in Gynoveda as well. Another way of using data or people analytics in HR is eliminating biases. And what else can we do in data? We can boost innovation. And how do we do that? By hiring diversity, creating a good balance of male to female, creating a good balance of different backgrounds. Somebody can come from, tier 1 city, somebody can come from tier 2 city, some are creative, some are analytical. If we don't create that diversity, innovation does not happen in an organization. And how do we boost those innovation? By people analytics. People analytics also helps in training effectiveness. People analytics also helps in improving employee engagement. How do we do that? For example, employees ESAT scores, your employee satisfaction scores. Now, IBM, I'll give you an example of IBM. IBM is using IBM have their own social media platform where people post whatever they are feeling today. If it's a good day, bad day, pictures, they are happy, sad, whatever they keep posting about it in their own social media platform. Now, what is IBM doing through that is it is doing sentiment analysis. And through that sentiment analysis, it is gauging whether their employees are engaged, not engaged. And that's just not happening in one location, it's happening in 170 countries. So that's what people analytics is doing at this in today's world. And through these uh, initiatives, like what IBM has done, they are able to predict attrition risk. For example, in Gynoveda, what we have done is we have taken certain parameters of employees to understand whether the person can be at attrition risk or not. whether it could be the leave trend, behavioral trend, performance trend, and then we understand whether it could be a probable attrition risk for that function or team. Strategic workforce planning is again people analytics is heavily helping us. It helps us analyze not to overhire, not to underhire, and thereby these initiatives are helping the organization to improve the overall performance and improving the organization efficiency as a whole. It also helps in reduce cost. By getting the right hires, predicting attrition risk, we reduce cost per hire, and of course that improves cash flow. So overall, increasing the revenue and profitability of the organization. That's how important in today's world is your people analytics, and that's how data science is important, and data scientists will have to play that role in today's world. But how do we get, what are my sources of data? Where does this data come from? As somebody rightly said, it is everywhere. It is there in our databases, recruitment platforms. We use ATS, which is your application tracking system. We have job portals. We have CV databases. Then we have performance management. Every year, the performance appraisal happen. People Employees put their self appraisal, managers give feedback, then employee grievances, ESAT scores, attendance, training. These are various touch points. Every click, every feedback, every performance review, it's all data, right? And these touch points is going to help generate behavioral data ready for data analysis. So one of the case example which I've already discussed is prediction of attrition. This is a live case example which most of the organizations are doing. It's already being done in our organization. So some of the inputs which we take is your tenure, salary, uh, the travel time, engagement, leave trends, feedbacks, and that when the analyzed well gives us an attrition risk score. Some people call it as RAG reports, some people call it as EWS report. These are some of the reports which give us attrition risk. For example, an employee can be at red, that he may immediately resign. An employee can be at orange, which means he may not resign immediately, but if he is all the more demotivated, can resign maybe in the next 3 months or 4 months or 6 months. And then you have green employees which were highly motivated and engaged. And through these initiatives, HR can take proactive retention actions. Okay, for example, if an employee is at a high attrition, what can we do about it? How do we mitigate that risk? So these are some of the examples where data is already, people analytics is already helping us. Second very famous example is Google's Project Oxygen. This was way before, I think it was done in 2008, but it's still one of the case studies in HR, in people analytics. What Google did is, Google initially had only tech employees, and they felt that there was no need of a manager to review them. They thought that if only coding is done, agar sirf, if it's only about coding, why do they need managers? So there was no manager or no hierarchy there. Then they started predict analyzing those trends, right? um, and they started introducing managers and certain teams, and they uh, started analyzing behavioral aspects of those performance reviews, and started taking feedback from the employees also. So through this project Oxygen, they realized that effective managers, good managers impact higher performance. If I have someone who is motivating me, or who is appreciating my work, or who is recognizing my efforts, the team member is able to produce better results. So, and that is how again the managers were reintroduced in Google's organization structure. So it's a very famous case study, and that which we have used in our people analytics subject. How data helps take organization decisions and helps in business strategy. So overall, data can grow businesses. It can shape operations. It can improve performance. It can drive profitability. So data and empathy together brings impact in HR. And what are some of those HR matrices that drive business strategy? As we've already discussed, a reduction in attrition can lead to a reduction in hiring cost. Improved engagement, employee engagement can improve your team's productivity, individual productivity, company productivity. If your training effectiveness and the learning ROI is improved, then your employees are ready for future skills. If you don't have biasness in recruitment, which means if you have more diverse employees, it is going to improve the innovation in the organization. Exactly what a company like 3M does. 3M is one of the most famous organization known for its innovation, and 3M very strongly believes in diversity hiring, not just in gender diversity, but in all aspects of diversity. And what helps the 3M is people analytics. What are the key business questions people analytics solves? What how when you portray this in front of the leadership, you have to give them these answers. What are those skills? What are those behaviors which drive top performance? How do incentives impact motivation? That would obviously come from analyzing the past trends. Who are our future leaders? What is that hard skill? What is that competency? What is that soft skill? By analyzing your past successful leaders, what predicts hiring success? By getting to know who have already been your previous successful hires in the organization and have grown in house. These are some of the questions which people analytics are currently solving. How does data scientist fits in HR context, which is data marrying uh, your data as well as your emotions, is what it is going to bring strategic insights. Some of the you know uh, models which we have already discussed: sentiment analysis for surveys, predictive models for attrition, dashboards for CHROs. There are different forms of dashboards which is available. There is which can be created for CHROs and CEOs to be able to take better decisions. Your offer to drop ratio, your your cost per hire, how internal versus external hiring cost, how much of reference. If you get to know that if your internal employees are referring more, which means your employees are happy and they want to bring your friends and their acquaintances in the organization. So these are some of the dashboards which can be published for your CEOs and the CHROs. Next is the future of HR with data, predictive dashboards, and real-time workforce analytics. It, if we bring people analytics, HR will speak the same language as CFOs and data scientists, and maybe some of the important revenue functions like your chief business officer, chief revenue officer. Imagine, doing something like sentiment analysis of employee burnout, or chatbots helping with employee engagement or employee motivation or employee or maybe just policy redressals. So it is that is going to be the future. In I mean, in immediate future, we can see these bots being activated where we are able to uh, predict the employee behavior and be able to take very informed decisions about it. Remember, people and analytics is just not about numbers. It's about unlocking human potential. Future belongs to those who can read patterns among people. And in people analytics, or let me say the data science in people, will be that bridge between and between HR, or let's say people, and profitability. So, so I just want to close by saying that HR is going to be. I mean, in HR, data scientist is already creating a lot of transformations, and we should remember that uh, data, or let's say numbers, will matter in HR only when people thrive. I'm mm, done with my presentation and now open with questions. Do we?
Uh, does anyone have any question, any doubt for our guest? Or Richa ma'am? Any question, any doubt? Uh, if no, so thank you so much, Richa ma'am, for your such an insightful and engaging session. Your
Thank you. Thank.
Your thoughts on aligning people strategies with business goal and your experience in building meaningful employee engagements and empowerment have truly added immense value to today's webinar. We are grateful for the time you have took for to share your journey and for inspiring us with your passion for innovation in HR and your commitment to creating inclusive workspace. On behalf of our entire team and participants, thank you once again for joining us today. It was absolutely a pleasure having you with us, and we hope you to back soon, and more with more such an enriching interaction. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhulika. Thank you so much, everyone. Uh, it was really nice, and wishing everyone all the best.
Thank you, Richa.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Good day.
Thank you, ma'am.